The following show features stupid opinions and ideas from two idiot brothers who probably did little research and practiced zero due diligence on the topic at hand. The MLO Bros' opinions do not reflect the views of their employer, guests, sponsors, families, neighbors, or pets. If you do not like what they are saying and don't agree with their views or opinions, don't watch the show. We can promise we do not care. Welcome to the worst show on the internet.
Like you.
We're live right now.
Oh, we're live.
You're what? You're incredibly what?
I'm incredibly popular.
Incredibly popular. 27 people
people.
watching you today, sir.
27 people.
Thank you everybody for watching the MLO Bros. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have on a very special guest tonight. But before we get started, we got to shout out your buddy Troy Polis as our sponsor of the month. From Baltic to Boardwalk, Troy Polis has you covered. He says, I cover the board. Sorry, Monopoly reference. Troy Polis, you can call him for all your real estate needs, 330-423-5442. But like I said before, thank you everybody for watching. We're going to go around the table and introduce ourselves. So let's start with you, big man. What is your name?
I'm Tony Gallo.
Okay.
What else do I say?
What are you here for today?
Having cancer, I guess.
And your fun run for a cure?
That too.
Yeah. I think
the all colors matter. Is that the
Is that
slogan?
the official?
Yeah.
Okay.
All colors matter 3K in Poland.
Okay.
Um,
You went to Poland, right?
Yes, I did go to Poland. I graduated in 2021.
Okay. Sweet.
Keep going.
What?
We don't have to keep going. We'll get back.
You're next.
We'll get back to your story in a second.
Yeah.
Okay. And you, ma'am, you've been on returning guest, I think 2 or 3 times now.
Third time now.
Uh-huh.
I'm Ava. I'm just a sister, and I was asked to be here by both of these people.
What are you going to bring to the table tonight? What's your objective for being here?
I honestly don't know.
Just moral support.
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah, she feeds into this.
She's my favorite sister.
She feeds into this.
I
Favorite
try.
sister.
I try.
Nice.
One
She's
of
his only
one.
sister.
One of one. Exactly. All right. And you, ma'am.
I can't.
And
do that.
I'm Jen Gallo. I'm their mother.
Mhm.
And I guess I'm here representing the Poland Track and Cross Country Club.
Okay.
So Poland Track and Cross Country Club is actually is going to be the host of the All Colors Matter 3K on July 8th at Poland Township Park.
Okay. And that's for those that don't know, the Poland Township Park, that's the one that what did they do over there? Was it like a landfill or something before or like a quarry?
It was a limestone quarry.
Limestone
Yeah, it was
quarry.
a limestone quarry.
That place
and
is
they
awesome.
actually, if you would have seen it,
I
seen
had to
it,
walk around the course and pick up
rocks.
and throw them off the course.
Yeah.
and
Like,
build it.
the entire-
these guys actually
We
Built
built.
it?
they
we
built
the
the course. Like
Really?
it was
Yes.
a
Yep.
rocky. They had it cut in, but then they had never finished it.
Yeah.
And it was just covered with rocks and shale and everything. And this was Kim Greenville's
How did they get
vision.
grass to grow on it then? Because it's
They
beautiful
hauled
now.
They hauled in topsoil,
Ah.
and
I think Tim Dwyer used magic.
Tim Dwyer used magic. I think he
Casted spells
he was
at the
out
top
there,
of the hill.
like,
Oh yeah,
He was
Yeah,
out there
basically.
like, I don't know, casting grass seed,
he
and
must
it
have had a
was
shaman
amazing.
at the top
Like
of the rock.
He did, yeah, exactly. The big rock who's
When-
standing at the top.
when I got
Yeah.
involved with the Track Cross Country Club and Kim Grisdale proposed this, we were all like, Kim, we love you, but you're
Like,
out
it's
here.
not
Yeah.
happening.
Like, it's never happening in our kids' lifetime.
Yeah.
And they ran on it for the first time. Like, I think they started, like, really started construction. He was like maybe 8th grade, 9th grade, and they ran the first race on it his junior year, I think.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you could say we really started construction then.
yeah, but
Check
it
something
was
real quick,
amazing.
sorry. Okay, good. Oh my goodness. Everything's set up right. I was just making sure our audio is working and people can
Nice.
actually hear us and we didn't just
Okay.
waste all that time. But No, you know what's-
everybody?
so that is a hidden gem in Poland. I love it.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
beautiful
It's-
and not enough people know
absolutely.
about it.
No, I
But
feel like it's hidden.
it is. Yeah, but the only thing I don't like about it is how you're not allowed to sled down that hill. Like they're going to have to
On the other side.
You know how like
Yeah.
there's the fence and then
Yeah.
you can't sled.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to kill me because this winter I'm sledding down that hill. I've told
I'll help
myself
you.
like let's do it.
It's the best sledding hill, and you can't do it.
No, we're not allowed. There's a big sign that says no sledding.
I don't think you want to try that.
I want to try it.
No, it's like you're gonna get
I mean,
hurt.
if there's enough powder on the ground, you're gonna be fine. And there's no
Exactly.
like
you're gonna get hurt.
there's no rocks at the bottom or anything.
it's like it kind of drops off.
It's
and then
it's a pretty
who
steep
knows-
hill.
Yeah, who
I-
knows what's
No,
at
I'm
the
I'm
bottom
with
of that.
him.
Okay, you two go for it.
And then
Okay.
even
We'll,
if
we'll create a nice little landing for it.
yeah, and even if I get hurt on the one side, I'll just start up by like where I wonder if you're allowed to sled up by where like the rock is and sled down like that way. That would be a fun ride too.
Is there a sign that says you can't?
Not on
I
that
don't
side.
think so.
You
I
could
mean, that's
argue.
that's a trek out there.
Yeah,
Or
and it would
sleds.
if there's a lot of snow on the ground too, it's gonna
Yeah,
stink
it's
gonna be
getting
miserable.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But love that place. But sir, let's go back. Like we talked about earlier. Tell us about
Okay.
the day you were born. No, but so you've always been a runner, right?
Oh yes.
Okay.
She dropped me off in 7th grade. Said you're gonna go run cross country.
Okay.
I didn't know what a cross country was. I ran behind the varsity team for 30 minutes. I didn't know that was the varsity team. I didn't know I was good at it. I left practice and she said, "You're gonna do this now."
Talk a little bit closer
Oh,
to my mic. Sorry.
okay.
Sorry, buddy.
And around 8th grade, I started just kind of doing it for fun. Kept improving.
Okay.
That made it all the more fun.
Uh-huh.
Started running with my brother. Kept getting better.
Yeah. So he was a senior, or he was
He was
a year
he's
older than you?
older than me.
okay. So you were always he was on cross country too, and he was basically just bringing you along, and you were trying to keep up with him the whole time.
Yep.
Which made you better, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that whole team mentality kind of inspired me to drive other kids along and inspired me to apply to be a coach this year for track and now cross country coming this fall.
Nice.
Yep.
So, when your high school experience as a track star, and so you were cross country is fall, right? Correct.
Yes.
And then track is spring. What did you run? Like, what did you run in track and field?
Exclusively the 2 mile. I was terrible at everything else.
Okay. 2 miles. So you distance. You're not.
Yes.
You're not necessarily speed. You're just like in it for the
No.
long haul.
She could beat me in 100.
Me?
Yeah.
We always say them.
That'd
The
be
motto
scary.
is gallows don't dash.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
feel like
they all ran distance.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've run half marathons.
yeah.
I like cringe inside at the idea of running 100.
Really.
Yes.
Sprinting. Yeah, no, I think I'm the same way. Like I played basketball and soccer, and I could run. Like if there's one thing soccer training taught me, it's like once you get going and like once you get over that initial like hump, you could run forever. Like you could
Oh,
keep
yeah.
going. But people just don't realize you can go for a very, very long time. But yeah. But yeah, definitely distance for me as well. Not very fast or agile. But
Yeah.
so how old were you when you started to experience like what was it that led into your cancer? Like what
Dude,
symptoms
I
were you
was-
feeling first?
So I was 18. It was the end of December 2020. She pointed out like I was starting to gain some weight in my stomach.
Yeah.
I couldn't really get much sleep. Shoot.
You
Trying to
weren't
think
putting
what
on
else.
muscle.
Yeah, I was actually losing a lot of muscle, like
Whoa.
starting to gain mileage.
Yeah.
but I was.
She was saying
Losing
you
a
were
ton of
always running
muscle.
around with your shirt off too. You
Oh
were
yeah.
a little bit of a
He
hunk.
Still does that.
Well,
well, look at you. Look at you.
look
But-
at me now.
So you were putting on like belly fat and
yeah.
you were
Belly fat,
losing
his-
muscle.
And his face
You were, like,
was-
bloating.
His
I
face
know.
was like real round.
I had run
Huh.
state a few months before. I think I weighed myself before at 128. I weighed 155 at one point.
Whoa. Yeah.
Like that was ridiculous for me. So my dad figured out I had Cushing's disease.
Okay.
Thought it was something minor. Oh,
Sorry.
all right. I'm gonna keep doing this the whole
It's okay.
time.
I'll keep you in line.
And found a big old tumor on my adrenal gland.
So
that's-
where'd you go to find like where they
Um,
found it?
We basically were just shooting darts at the wall, trying to find something that was causing it.
Okay.
My husband's a physician.
Okay.
So the first thing we thought maybe he had, a lot of times it's a pituitary tumor, like a benign pituitary
Yeah.
tumor that'll drive the adrenal gland to produce all these excess hormones.
Yeah.
And they scanned his pituitary and it was fine. So then he did some more blood testing, and he said, you know, I'm gonna get a scan of his adrenals. And
Okay.
it was actually the day before his first track. It would have been his first track meet,
Yeah.
like senior year. He went in, and my husband called me from the garage, and he was crying, and he said he has a huge tumor on his adrenal gland, and they think it's cancer.
Okay, I'm an idiot. Where's that at?
So your adrenal gland actually sits on top of your kidney.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
So it was in his abdomen, and so it was like 11 centimeters.
Okay.
So like you think like a baby's head
Whoa.
is 10.
So
10
was he swelling in the
centimeters.
belly because of that?
No, like the
No,
cushion.
there's-
So it produces all this cortisol, and the cortisol makes you
Okay.
gain like belly fat and grow excess hair, and which is usually
Whoa,
more
yeah,
noticeable
throws
in women
everything off.
because
Yeah.
women will grow facial hair. And it'll cause roundness of the face. And like, he's obviously like a really lean kid. And I had been saying for like a month, like, look how round his face is. Like, it's so weird. So my husband like knew something was up, but we never in a million years thought
put the
that.
pieces together.
What thought that's what it would be. Like it's
How big
so
was it?
rare.
You said like
it was 11 centimeters.
Holy crap.
So it's
Mayor
literally
Tim breaks the tie and chooses Abby.
oh,
Mayor Tim, let's go. Let's go, Mayor Tim. Oh, that's amazing. I got Abby. Abby is gonna message me who voted for who. Mayor Tim, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to call him later. Sorry, guys. So sorry.
no, that's okay.
No,
so I mean, but it's like only 1 per 1 million people per year. 1 per 1 million people is diagnosed with this. So we never in a million years thought that's what it was going to be. So it was, it was the shock. So it was literally the night before the first track meet. Like he was getting ready to run in a track meet the next day.
Incredibly special.
Yeah. So you were going to run this track meet, and then you're like, you have to tell everybody that.
Yeah.
Yep. I showed up to the track meet. Kids were making fun of me because I wasn't in uniform.
Oh.
Like, yeah, I have a tumor.
Oh my gosh. So how far into your season was this?
It was the first meet. So
yeah, it was going to be the very first meet of the season
of your senior year.
It ended pretty happily. I ran the very last meet. It was senior night.
He actually had surgery like 2 weeks after we found his tumor.
Yeah.
Where they had to remove his right kidney with the adrenal gland attached because to get the entire tumor.
So you're just down to one now.
They took the whole thing. So he had a huge incision, and he asked the surgeon 2 weeks later, am I allowed to run? And he heard what he wanted to hear.
He say, if you feel better, what did he say to you?
Said,
he
you
said
can
no.
start into it slowly.
He said absolutely not.
He said around 4 weeks you can start into it slowly. So he heard in his mind, oh, okay, I can go for a run today. So 3 weeks after he ran.
How'd you feel at that meet? Were you like, was that your first time back? Did you run before that or no?
So I've been running like every other day before, but I had like this killer instinct. Like I heard the gun go off. I was like, oh, I'm racing. So I took off. And about 200 meters in, I realized I feel like I'm about to die.
What the hell am I doing?
And I have to do this 15 more times.
Oh my gosh.
So I think it was probably my favorite meet ever.
Yeah.
Like maybe my worst performance ever.
But still.
The entire team is behind me.
Yeah.
Everybody who can't run 2 miles is on the sidelines yelling at me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like literally everybody on the track like fell in and ran.
Doesn't matter what school they were from.
Yeah, that's dope.
They just like all clustered in a pack, and everybody else just kind of gathered around the track and cheered them on. And
that's amazing.
It was like
dude.
a totally spontaneous thing. Like
while my
nobody
lungs were
planned it.
collapsing after the race, the other team fist bumped me. That was
Nice.
really cool.
Yeah, and they actually were running against South Range, and we know the South Range coach. And he literally told the kid who, was ahead of him, like, step off the track.
Yeah.
Because like he realized something was going on, and he realized, so
that's a really cool experience.
Probably the classiest thing I've ever seen.
Absolutely.
Someone do, because he wanted him to, to have the win.
Yeah.
It was a nothing meet. It was
it's your dad. Get out of the way, South Range.
I thought that was
absolutely
that was really great.
Absolutely.
Want to know my senior season?
Yeah. Undefeated.
It's got to qualify you for something, right?
That's got to be
some kind of record. Yeah, one and done. But so what was if you don't mind me asking details, like what was it like going through that as an 18-year-old, right? 18-year-old. Like what were you where was your head at? I mean,
how am I going to finish school?
really?
It's honestly like I was thinking ahead of time, like, okay, this is what I got to get done.
Yeah.
This is what I am going to have to get done after I get back from the hospital. Like it helped me keep my mind off things. And beyond that, just keeping everything light. Like as light as a 11-centimeter tumor can be.
Yeah. You weren't even thinking like if something like that were to happen to me, and I heard I had this interview with you, and I'm thinking to myself, like, as an 18-year-old adult, or as an 18-year-old kid, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to, I have great plans for life, but I feel like that kind of stops you in your tracks. I would be pissed. I don't know, at myself, at life. Like, this is unfair. This isn't a very good hand I was dealt, but you were just like, all right, on to the next thing. I got to get my schoolwork done.
There were a few times where I would break down a little bit, but for the most part, I just it was like life goes on. Yeah.
You got to get through it.
You either fight or you don't.
Yeah.
I mean, people always say like I could never. People always say like I could never, and I'm like, well, I have to. So
yeah, there's no other choice.
So what am I gonna do? Mope about it?
Yeah. I guess people were like, oh, if I ever had to deal with that, I like myself, I would be pissed. I wouldn't want to do anything. I'd sit at home and be weak. But like, I guess you have, like, it comes down to the type of person you are. Are you going to fight through it and just deal with it, or are you going to give up? But just overcame. Awesome. What about you, little sister? How did you outside looking in, you see your older brother and something like this happens? Were you freaking out?
Can I tell a fun story?
Yeah, absolutely. You can.
Tell your fun story.
So I think it was the day I got back from the hospital. I got up to get a water, and she had just come in. It was the first time she'd seen me since I got home from the hospital, and I couldn't even stand up straight. Like I was like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah, well, they just cut you in half, basically.
So I walked outside to get myself a drink, and she's looking at me like horrified. I thought I was going to make her cry. I felt so bad.
It was a very emotional time.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he was in the hospital, and it was just kind of me and my cousin there.
Yeah.
So every night it would just kind of be like breakdown after breakdown.
For everybody or just for you?
I don't know, because they were all at the hospital. My brother was in college, so it was really just me there.
Damn.
And I just remember coming home because I play lacrosse, so I came home from a game that night.
Yeah.
And I think it was the day of his surgery. I came home and it was just full on breakdown.
Yeah.
It was very
when you're alone, you're
he's like
you
my
think the
best
worst.
friend.
Yeah.
So just seeing someone that close to you go through that.
Yeah.
Just
and as an 18-year-old, that's
very, very hard.
That's not normal. And it's tough. Yeah. I couldn't imagine any of my, like, if that were to ever happen to any of my siblings, like, I know I would think the worst is like, you just start playing out everything that could possibly happen in your head. And
it's just
terrible. Yeah.
You think of all the bad stuff that could happen, and everything just kept going through my mind. Like, he's not going to get better. Like, this isn't going to end well.
Yeah.
And I mean, it doesn't really get better. You just kind of learn to deal with it. So like everything kind of slowed down with like emotional stuff, but I mean, it's still there in the end. And
that makes me feel really bad when I'm sitting in the hospital thinking, geez, I gotta get home and finish my English essay.
No, he's thinking about that, and I was thinking like, no school like that. It was just done.
What about you, Mom? What were you thinking?
Oh, I mean, like, you don't have kids yet.
Not yet, no.
Yeah. So, but I mean, as a parent, all you want to do is like take everything, take all that pain away from your kids. Like my husband and I both said, like, we'd let them saw us in half to, no anesthesia before we would want him to go through it. But you don't have that choice. And it's like the most bizarre thing, because for their whole lives, you think like, okay, my job is to protect them. Like my job is to make sure that they, that they eat right, that they brush their teeth, that they, that they don't do something stupid. And so you do everything in your power to keep them safe. And then you realize that there's nothing, there was nothing they could do. Like it crept in and got them on our watch,
Yeah.
you realize that there is nothing you can do to keep them safe. And then like you had asked, like, what's it like for him as an 18-year-old kid? And that was probably the hardest thing, was the fact that he was 18.
Yeah.
So
You got your whole life ahead of you. and
no,
it's just
not
like
that.
there's
The fact that he was 18. So we couldn't answer questions for him. We couldn't.
Oh,
He was 18.
I was in this awkward situation.
So, and it was COVID. So like we weren't allowed.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
So they had
Yeah.
just told us like, okay, we took his kidney and, yeah, like this was cancer.
You try and keep it. I would want my tumor as like
He wanted
as-
to know, a friend of ours wanted to know how much it weighed. And I think the surgeon thought I was warped, because I'm like, he's telling us afterwards, and I'm like, I have to ask how much it weighed.
I want that SOB in a jar and I want to hang it on my wall. That's
No,
what I would
It had
want.
to
Yeah.
go for like all kinds of testing and all
As-
this stuff.
As a trophy.
Just
I
take
wanna
a
hang
picture.
Along with your kidney
I want to
hanging
hang
like
it
on top of
FU
it.
sign
Yeah, right
Yeah.
next to it.
right above
But
it.
yeah, like
I want
that
a
was the
picture.
hardest thing, is like they're telling us like, oh no, he's an adult, and you're like, but he's not. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't even. I have to yell at him to to pick up his garbage.
At 18, I would want my mom
Especially-
making all my
I'd be
decisions.
crying
Yeah.
like, Mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Same.
Especially with my second surgery, I was like in an awkward
Yeah, because we
position
didn't even get to that.
where
part.
like
Not okay.
oh yeah. We're,
Well, what
we're-
happened next? Tell us the next
Um,
chapter.
well, next was chemo. That was
Oh
fun.
well, yeah.
Yeah. So
Uh,
right after.
What was chemo like? I've always
more nerve wracking than anything. More just like I don't want to be here.
yeah.
More. I just want to go home and lay down.
Did it like exhaust you? Like what?
Yeah, for the most part, that was the main symptom. Just like I am not going to function for 3 days.
You feel like you got like beat up.
Yes.
Hmm.
Like the first time, I thought for like maybe half an hour after, like, oh, that's not that bad. And then it's like it all hit me at
Creeps
once.
up. Yeah.
And then like a little bit nauseous, a little bit. And then
Sounds
my
awful.
hair started falling out, and I started freaking out in the shower. I
Oh, was it like coming out when you were showering?
Yep.
It's like falling out.
I came downstairs and I begged her to shave it. I was like, shave it before.
Was it like patches or what? How'd it work?
Yeah,
if you don't mind
yep,
it was
asking.
patches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then do you just shave it? Just have her.
Yep. we were supposed to go to Disney. What was it?
Like in between the second and third cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
July 6th.
And I said, like, you better just shave it, because if it starts coming out when I'm like on a water slide or on
Yeah.
a roller coaster or something, I'm gonna freak out.
Okay. So you shaved. Did you have facial hair or anything at the time?
Yes.
Did it come out too?
Yes.
Everything.
Oh yeah.
Eyebrows got thin.
Really?
And what was
Everything.
really creepy is we had never realized, like, when all of that came out, he looked exactly like her.
Oh my gosh.
We had like never realized that.
Like,
Like,
stick a
noticed
wig
the
on him.
resemblance.
I
Like,
should have
that's
shaved
me.
today and put a wig on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like it was so funny. Like when it
Yeah.
all came out, I was like, oh my god, look how much they look alike.
Shelby put me in makeup and shaved my face. My wife, I'm sorry. My wife put me in makeup and shaved my face and everything. And I put a wig on and I look just like my older sister that's like 2 or 3. So it's weird. So
Yeah.
weird. But yeah, that's definitely
We
something.
got all the good genes.
Obviously,
Yeah.
guys. So
Yeah.
Not the other one.
who's the other one? Does another one look like you?
Oh,
Like,
he looks exactly like my husband. Like
Yep.
he
Yeah.
doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't look
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Shaped
like
a little
he's
yes.
bigger.
Yeah.
He's
Bigger
He's,
kid,
yeah, he's
yeah.
bigger kid and
Bigger.
yeah, round face.
Bigger.
Like
Yeah.
yeah.
So then chemo, and then approaching your second surgery. How long after the first one was that? How old were you?
Wow.
It was
So
almost a
I was 19. We found it February of this year.
What was it? What'd you
He
find?
had a
Um,
recurrence. He had
Came back?
Yeah, came back.
Originally, we thought it was just like a little spot near my psoas muscle, like near my. It's a muscle in your back, right?
Your psoas muscles, your hip flexor. Yeah.
I'm not too smart.
So about your hip.
Yes. Got a PET scan and showed a few other spots. So that surgery was a little bit more intense. I was in the hospital a little bit longer.
So did they like not get all that was there before and it like grew into other areas, or was it just more stuff popping up?
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell, but this cancer has a really high recurrence rate. It just has like a very high recurrence rate.
Damn.
And because it's so rare, they just don't have a lot of treatment options.
What's
like,
the official name of it?
It's called adrenocortical carcinoma. So it's not like, it's not like breast cancer or lung cancer where, they're more common. So there's been a lot more
research and stuff.
And so they have, some kind of standard methods. They don't really have any like standard methods. So we were recommended, they recommended that he do chemo, even though he didn't appear to have any residual tumor, because
they
just
said
to
like, make sure
his tumor was really aggressive. It was very aggressive.
Whoa.
The proliferation index, like how fast the cells are dividing, was
well, that was going to be one of my
extraordinarily
questions
high.
too, is how long did they think you had it in you?
They do not think it was
We
there.
have
They think
no
it developed like
quickly.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Within like a month?
No,
Or-
I mean, but like they don't think it was something that he had like for years. Like, as a matter of fact, he had a CT scan of his abdomen at some point, like he was like 12 or something, and
it wasn't
they
there.
looked back to that, and there was nothing. There was nothing there at that time. So, but yeah, so it came back, but it has a really high recurrence rate. So
there were a couple spots that they had to go in and take out, or what?
Yes.
yeah, so
Was it like all over, or were like all over your hip, or what?
it was actually like in his abdomen in like
Okay.
4 different spots, like 2 of them near the major vein that comes from your lower body.
Shoot.
Is that your garbage alarm?
That's my garbage alarm.
Garbage alarm?
Take the
Good,
garbage
take the
down to
garbage.
the
Well,
street.
I
I actually got to take mine out. Thanks for that alarm.
ADD,
I haven't taken mine out.
ADHD.
Oh, I'm the same way,
Yeah.
dude. I can't remember my coat. Like, it's like the worst. But
No, so he had like 2 tumors near that vessel. So they actually had to go in and do a repair of that vessel, and then they had to take a piece of his diaphragm and a piece of his hip flexor muscle.
dang,
So
you're all chopped up.
yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was a big surgery.
I'm gonna be like a cyborg in a few months.
You're just gonna
It's gonna be awesome.
throw some
Yeah.
stuff on you. So how gnarly are the scars on your, like, is it
They're
up,
pretty
is
sweet.
it across?
So originally it just went down and out.
Okay.
People used to say like Mercedes symbol,
Okay.
Air Jordan.
Nice.
Now it
Jordan's
goes,
got to pay you for that.
maybe I have to pay
Free
him.
No, he's paying you.
Now it goes the whole way down, like right below my belly button.
Yeah.
And the same scars there. So I call it my cross to bear.
Okay, man. So you go through the surgery, go through chemo, and then they're like, okay, we're just gonna, like, was it like just a regular scan, or were you feeling like?
I felt completely healthy.
And then you
It-
go in and you
I-
just get.
I
Yeah,
heard
like he
that.
has to
slap in the
scan every
face.
3 months.
I heard that. I was like, well, crap.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like,
You got to go through it again.
Yep.
So how are you feeling mentally at that point? Still, let's just get it done. Let's just get it over with, or are you like tired of it?
initially it was pretty rough, and
Yeah.
then it was like, okay, let's get it done. Let's get her done. Like, life goes on. Let's get her done.
Oh my gosh. You got some comments here.
Alex.
Tony says, "God bless UT," and Alex says, "Hey, what up? What up, Alex?" But here, scoot this way a little bit, actually. Too. You're like people can barely see it, dude.
I know.
You're running
creeping
away. You got up to hug your sister, and it all went downhill from there. But so you go in. How long ago? So you said
This was in April.
So this was
This was just this
recently.
April. Like,
Yeah.
I was in and I talked to you guys in February.
Yeah.
It was literally the next week.
Yeah,
we
you-
talked
I remember
about
you
the
mentioning
Disney
it.
Yeah.
trip.
Yeah.
This all happened during the Disney
Yes,
trip.
like she was on the Disney
I
trip.
got
and he
home
was
from
in
the Disney
hospital.
trip
How'd
and
you do
he
in
got
Disney?
home. Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
What
That was
a
wonderful.
what a week! The same week my car got screwed up.
Oh, that's right. They found the tumor. That's the week that your car got hit. Yeah.
I think I'm more mad about that looking back.
Your car got messed up the same
Oh,
week
yeah.
that you
Some-
had surgery and stuff?
Yep.
Oh gosh. Well, what happened?
Now somebody hit me in the Wick parking garage.
Nice. Classic YSU.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic YSU.
The most fun part about all of this is, like she said, I'm 18, so I'm technically an adult,
Yeah.
but I'm in this awkward space where nobody really wants to treat me like an adult.
Yeah.
Like, especially with my second surgery,
Yeah.
I'm explaining to the doctors and nurses, like, this is when I take my life-saving steroids, and this is how much I should be taking, and maybe you should talk to my endocrinologist.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to listen to a 19-year-old
Yeah.
tell them how to do their job.
This ain't your first rodeo. You've done this before. You know what you're supposed to be taking. And
Like, I've done my research.
Yeah.
I've talked to specialists about this, but nobody wants to listen to me.
yeah.
So, like, I had to have her and my dad in there at all times, like, to speak for me.
It's tough.
But
Yeah.
then they don't let them in there.
Yeah, because of COVID and all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it was,
Yeah.
it's a weird space because, like if I talk or my husband talks, they act like we're talking for him. And he told them, he's like, yeah, but if I talk, you don't listen to me because you think I'm
Yeah.
a kid and you don't know what I'm talking about.
Well, in their defense, when I was 18 and 19, I should have. I mean, I wouldn't trust me with anything. But nothing,
I mean,
nothing makes you an adult like being an 18-year-old and having to deal with a life experience like that. So you grow up real quick, and you've already been through a year of this, so you know what you're supposed to be taking and what you're supposed to,
even at 19, like, or yeah, even at 19, like, coaching track, when kids ask me, like, why are we doing this? I'm like, because I said so.
Yeah,
'Cause I told you to.
yeah.
Go do it.
But they have the same. Imagine the stuff those people in the hospital have to deal with, though. Like the idiots that come in there and tell, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
you guys obviously
Yeah.
aren't the average dumb person, but they probably deal with such, you know what I mean? Like such terrible people that it's hard for them to trust anybody. But like you said, it's an interesting situation where you want to let your parents talk, but they have to talk to you. And then, like you said, they don't trust you because they look at you like a kid. And fun, not so fun dance. But
I think day 8 broke me.
Yeah, I think that was your low.
what happened? What was your low?
Day 8 in the hospital. Like he wanted to go home, and we're like, Tony, you can't even sit up. Like he kept passing out.
Oh, really?
We were like, Tone, like you have to be sensible here. But
Brutal, man.
anyway, but we got through it. You got through it.
I started crying. I'm like, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. No, I
Pull the
would.
plug.
You weren't even plugged in anything.
But when do you go back and get scanned again? Like, when's that?
Well,
Mm.
that was last week.
How'd that go?
God.
What happened?
Well, look at this point.
Well,
You can only
that
laugh.
was the same reaction. That was the same. Oh shoot! That was the same reaction I had when I was in the hospital. Not for good news. Recurrence. What was it? Between my liver and 12th rib.
Yeah. So we're
Yes.
still trying to figure out.
it's-
Yeah.
So there's another one
Yeah.
Yes.
in your ribs.
No, it's like just kind of sitting between like
Dude, at what point you just chop me in half? Like, just
Yeah.
take.
well,
At
Just
this,
clean it. Get it all out.
they were telling me this, and I'm literally sitting there laughing hysterically.
Yeah.
They had to have thought, like, this kid turns 20 in 2 days,
Yeah.
and he's laughing about having cancer a third time. What is wrong with him?
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, you just have to laugh.
I'd be so angry. And I'm happy that you're able to take it like that. But oh my goodness. So when's that? Like, when?
well, they're still trying to figure out what's next. Like he's doing immunotherapy now, and he takes a chemo pill, and we're gonna figure out what's next.
Yeah.
Probably not another surgery. They might try to like go in and kind of like zap it, like do an ablation and
Yeah.
see if they can shrink it up with that, or see if the immunotherapy shrinks it. But
So they don't think it's like coming from that original spot. Like it's not like
it more than
billowing out.
likely is like there was microscopic, there was probably some
Yeah.
cells left.
So they
but
just didn't get all of it, and it's just
I
slowly-
mean, it's just the nature of this cancer is,
Yeah.
it tends to recur. And, it could be worse. It could have spread elsewhere, which,
Yeah.
It does in some cases, but it hasn't. So we're just trying to stay hopeful. I mean,
it's all on the
Dude.
side so far.
yeah. So, I mean,
Just- like you just need like a chunk. Like we're just gonna cut like
Yep. Just
take like
whole way
half
around.
circle
like a
out.
bite,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a large bite out of your side.
Like this.
She
This
get
already
attacked by a
this
shark.
already looks enough like a shark bite.
Oh my gosh, dude!
yeah. So we're-
How do you? I don't know. How do you keep it? How do you keep it together, man?
It's just
It's-
life.
Well, I
If-
mean, and
If you don't keep living,
Are you still
don't keep
running?
living.
Are you still?
Oh, yeah.
You run still?
see, and
It's
that
peaceful.
that kind
Yeah.
of plays into like why this race.
Yeah.
Okay, like this was his, but I have to say, like, one of the things we said about the race, the little promo for the race was we said nobody runs alone.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true. Like, so many people have kept us going,
Yeah.
have kept him going.
This is
Like,
supposed
I don't-
to stay light.
but like I don't even want to name names because there's so many people that like I would leave people out. But
Yeah.
like the kids that he coaches in track, or like they've kept him going, and
Yeah.
like his coaches, the coaches that coached him, like they've just gone over and above to lift his spirits and
Yeah.
to show him like, hey, we're there for all of this. We're there for the whole thing. Like the day of his last chemo, I was telling Becky Rudzik, who coached him in cross country, I was telling her like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him there. Like he's just so down, and
That
like,
was
this is
that was
yeah,
the
like
worst.
it was.
That was the worst day.
She literally had people lined up all along 224
Yeah,
with
like-
signs. She had the
She would
fire
come
department.
to
She didn't-
ban cross
She
country,
didn't listen.
everything.
I told Sam I had a conference. I said no parades for me. I
Well,
don't
she
want
had
it.
one anyway. But
We
she
had
had
a
people
parade
like
anyway.
lined up down 224 as
They
we
didn't
left
listen.
And
for
this
his
was your
last.
last
She
day at
would-
chemo.
Yeah,
She would come
because-
to everything with anyone that ever was in a sport with him, was in band with him.
Mm.
She would get everyone, and everyone just lined up everywhere.
Yeah. So I
But-
mean, and it goes beyond that. Like, but the thing is, like, we realize we're not alone. There's so many people that have a family member that had cancer, that that there are kids that they graduated with that lost a parent. He had a classmate who actually, she missed their entire senior year because she was diagnosed the first week of school,
Yeah.
their senior year, and they became such a comfort for us.
Yeah.
And that to me was that was so touching because it was still so fresh for them.
Yeah.
Like they had just lived through this. Like it's a trauma, and they had just lived through this, and they're willing to share their experience with us and comfort us. And
Yeah.
that means, like, those things mean the world. So he wants to pay that forward to somebody else.
It makes me want to apologize for ever like complaining about or like being down on my luck.
Oh,
Like
listen.
ever like complaining about something
my
stupid.
motto-
Like
My motto has become, and I can't claim this quote, obviously, but everybody has their cross to bear.
yeah,
And like everybody's got their issues in life,
yeah.
and you can't downplay anybody's issues.
No, but at the same time, it's like I could have it way worse. Like, and
Well, so can
I guess,
Mm,
but man,
when you look at it that way.
yeah,
I mean, all of us have been just as guilty of. I used to think that I used to think everything was important. I used to think the dumbest things were important.
Yeah.
And the day they told us, like, okay,
it's eye
your
opening.
kid has cancer, like nothing mattered after
Yeah.
that. You realized, but I'm still guilty of it now. Like I'll complain about something and I'm like, what am I complaining about? Like,
Yeah,
this is so inconsequential compared to what we've been going through for the last year that, like there's no need to complain about
yeah.
stupid things, but everybody's guilty of that.
Try to
We got him.
I do. It's brutal. That's brutal, man. Oh my goodness. What about like what's changed about you and your personality? And
I've become more fun.
yeah, have you realized like
It's more like a, well, when does it end? So we're gonna live every day like it is my last,
yeah,
and it's all gonna be fun.
you run every day?
Not every day. It's very occasional now.
Yeah.
Like most of it is just de-stressing.
Yeah.
The other day, I ran up to the course and I can barely do 2 miles anymore consecutively.
Yeah.
It was a hot day. So I just kind of sat there next to the rock for a while.
God
I
damn.
was like, I really don't feel like doing the second mile.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I want to run with you sometime or walk with you, whatever you want me to do. I want to hang out, pick your brain more.
Do it on July 8th.
What for the? Yeah, no, I'll run in it. I'm running in it now.
What
I'm
a
gonna,
segue.
But I'm gonna
What a
run with
segue.
you.
what a segue.
Like,
So-
it's getting dark. Like, you got to turn it in.
Right?
So,
I don't-
like,
Okay. So
When's this
So-
run?
yeah. So wait, why don't you tell them like what
yes.
we're raising?
So
what the club's raising
the whole
money for.
point of the race, the whole point of the fundraiser, we're establishing a scholarship for kids at Poland who have dealt with cancer in any given way, like not necessarily had it, like maybe a family member had it, died from it,
Yeah.
like kids who have experienced something like they have,
Yeah.
and help them out. Because you say something general like we're donating to a cancer charity.
Yeah.
Where's that money going? Like for real.
Yeah.
For this, it could really change a kid's life who's been affected by cancer the same way that I have, they have, my brother has.
So you just want the money to go to the families.
Yes.
That's the most important thing. It
Yes.
goes to the families
So
who are dealing with
the
it.
track and cross country club is going to give a scholarship in the first year. We're hoping it's going to be a yearly scholarship. The first year being the 2022-2023
Yeah.
school year. And doesn't have to be like not necessarily to somebody who runs track or cross country. It's just the track and cross country club has decided to do this at his request, to issue a scholarship to somebody who's, a student whose life has been impacted by cancer, and they persevered
Cool.
despite it.
Yeah.
So, when money goes to like the American Cancer Society, that money a lot of times goes to, the majority of it goes to like breast cancer research or lung cancer research, because those are the most common cancers.
Yeah.
So, of course, that's where it's going. And like cancers like his, they don't get any funding from any of these any of these charities. So whenever you donate this money, like, does it really go anywhere? So we figured it would be better spent, kept locally, and like really impact somebody to know that, like, hey, we understand what you're going through, because we've been through it. And
You guys should meet and have lunch with the Melina Enfield Foundation, because the mom and dad of Melina started that foundation from exactly the same reason, because they're like, we don't know what to, we're just going to start our own foundation for this. So you guys should meet with them.
I know
They would
really
help
should.
you out.
Like,
I have her information.
he wanted to start something, and then the cancer came back. He wanted to
Yeah.
But when something like this happens, like you have this thing, like, okay, this terrible thing has happened.
Yeah.
You want to make something good of it.
Yeah.
Like, everybody tells you like, oh, everything happens for a reason. And
Yeah.
you get
Sounds
on these
like
dark
bullshit.
days where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, well, what was the reason for this?
Yeah.
So you almost want to turn it into a positive, turn
Yeah.
it into,
If
like,
it does
okay,
happen
if
for
it
a
does
reason,
happen,
then I'm going to make
then
something out of
I'm
it.
gonna
Yeah.
make something good of it.
Well, it's real hard to see that when you're having to go back and get another surgery or whatever they want you to do. Like, that's just frustrating and exhausting. And man, Man, what else? What else, man? What else are you thinking? I don't know. You have me at a loss for words in an interview.
But I mean, he wants to
I
like
got
he
him.
wants to like he
Yeah.
wants to go out and keep working with
It
the
makes
kids
me
because
angry.
he found out that he has a love for for coaching and for
I'm still planning on going to YSU in the fall.
Yeah.
I currently, my major is biology, but I really want to go into education.
Okay. So you like working with
So,
kids. Your coaching has
yes.
taught you that you want
Yes.
to work with kids. Are
Absolutely.
you pretty laid back, coach? I feel like you're pretty chill. Or are you like on them
Mm.
about stuff?
Does it
It's-
depend on the kid?
It depends on the kid and the time. Any kid I've coached who's listening, I'm sorry.
Little Johnny that you just can't stand. You make him run extra.
Oh no, that's one of their names.
See? Shut my phone off. Sorry, guys.
um
But so this one more time. When's the run?
okay, so it's the all colors matter, and
All
that's why
colors.
we're saying all colors matter, because like we said,
All
everything
doesn't matter
like
what.
you know how in October everybody goes
Yeah.
pink, and that's awesome because that does, like, breast cancer affects 1 in 8 women.
Yeah.
But we want to put a focus on all of these families. We know so many families that have been affected
Yeah.
by cancer, and so it's July 8th, and it's a $20 entry fee. So for the $20, you're going to get a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And the t-shirts are they're going to be white, and it's going to have a blank cancer ribbon.
Yeah.
And so you can customize your cancer ribbon to honor whatever type of cancer, whatever person you're running for and the type of cancer that they represent.
Yeah.
So it's going to be July 8th at 7:00 out at Poland Township Park. There's actually, I can send you the link again to repost. I know we've posted it a couple times,
Yeah.
but there's
I'll
a
definitely
link
run in
that,
it.
you can register online,
Yeah.
which is really nice. Cause
Do you want us to write you a check today?
No, I mean, you can, there's actually, they wanted me to mention.
Gallo.
So it's the Track and Cross Country Club that's hosting it, but Second Soul is sponsoring.
You want me to write it out to you?
You don't need it anyway. But
Yeah, you got it.
Second Soul is sponsoring. So actually everything's going through the Second Soul timing website.
Okay.
And then they're doing all the entries and everything. They're going to chip time it, for runners if anybody's really serious about it. But they're
I
going
don't
to chip
want them to
time
see my
it.
time. I'm not fast
I
enough.
don't want to see my time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Are you running in it?
Oh, I'm running. I'm just gonna when I'm
Tony,
coming
I'm gonna
down the
run.
hill at
I'm
the
gonna
end.
run alongside you. So
Yeah,
it
I
as
wanna
doesn't-
I'm
run
coming down
behind
the
you, dude.
hill, I'm gonna go.
It's probably gonna
Tony,
be
look at that.
hot
Yeah.
as hell too.
No, nobody tell me what time I ran. Nobody tell me what place I was in. I don't want to know.
It's probably
Yeah, but anyway, they did want me to mention that there's actually if there's anybody that is interested in the cause, but they're like, I can't go out and do that. There's actually a donate button on that link.
okay.
So they can actually go on, and if they feel so inclined and say, you know what, I want to donate, I just want to donate $20 to the cause. There's actually an option to do that on the Second Soul timing website. So
And if you want some entertainment, come out and just watch me and these two try and run.
You
it,
running, Mom?
especially
I'm going to do it because
Yeah?
if he can do everything he has
Right?
done,
Right?
I'm
If he can
totally
do it, then
gonna embarrass
Anyone
myself.
can
Okay.
do it, right?
Yeah, I'm totally going to embarrass
You start
myself.
running
I
more.
mean, he's been through 2 surgeries, so if you're gonna let him run it and you just chicken out,
You-
I'm gonna make fun of you.
Oh, Jesse just posted the
Oh.
link.
Thank you, Jesse. Thank you for that. So there's the link.
Oh,
You'll find
there
it in
it
the
is.
comments down below, and then that'll take you to where to sign up as well as how to donate if you just want to donate.
Yeah, that's
It'd be
the
greatly
direct link.
appreciated. And then Jesse says Tony is amazing with the kids between track, cross country, CCD.
Sunday school he teaches.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Well, Tony, we're at 52 minutes. Usually run about an hour, but is there anything else you would like to say to the people watching?
I don't know. Whatever you're going through, keep fighting. There's always someone going through worse.
Right?
Everybody has their cross to bear. I found mine, and I found a way to make the best of it. And to be honest, this is the best way I'd like to live.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it, man. I love it. What you got anything you want to say about your brother, about your experience, about anything?
Don't look at me like I don't know. It's just a lot, you know what I mean? You just kind of look at life in a different perspective. You got to realize that, I mean, everybody's got their issues. Someone may have it worse.
Yeah.
I mean, you just kind of can't judge people for that.
Yeah. And you, Mom?
Oh, I mean, I've gone through every emotion.
Yeah.
You can
Anger,
go through.
sadness.
Yeah. Like he never complains, and I'm the one that,
Yeah.
why him, but I mean, why anybody? It's not like anybody, why like anybody should have to go through this.
Yeah.
I remember. Oh wait.
You're good.
I remember one night I told her I felt like a failure, like before my first surgery, and she had to explain to me like, this isn't your fault. Like I feel incapable of like complaining about it. Just like it's my fault somehow.
Well, it's not though. It's just like she said when she messaged me, like being dealt the shittiest card. Like there's no other way to explain it other than that. Like it's just your stinking body that you were given, that you were born into, all of a sudden just decides to freak out and start shooting creating cancer.
Shoots cancer.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what it is. Like it starts the tumor, and now it's just like there's
no, and it's true. Like they made us go for genetic counseling to see, like, okay,
this is your fault.
And it, like
This is
I was
your
like
fault.
hoping, like just for like an answer. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Nope,
But there's nothing.
nothing.
Like
nope.
Man.
It's out of
We
the
couldn't
blue.
win the lottery.
right?
So,
No,
We-
you run the
yeah, we-
anti-lottery.
yeah. But
Hey, you play the cards you're dealt.
Well,
real quick though, can we get back, because we came to talk about this race?
yes. I'm
We
sorry.
did?
What else do we have to talk about the race? What else is going on? What can we do?
So we talked about this before we went live, but like for people who are interested but are thinking like, I'm not a runner,
Yeah.
it's a 3K. It's not a 5K.
Yes.
So 3K is
Little
less
than
than 2
2
miles.
Yeah. You
Okay.
can do that.
Anybody can do that. And I have to tell you, like, if you just go out there for a stroll, I
Yeah.
was just out there last night. The wildflowers are blooming.
It's beautiful right now. I was there over the
right
The
weekend.
now.
course is
Yeah.
honestly
The course
beautiful.
looks beautiful,
Yeah.
and you're going down over that hill, and all the wildflowers are
Yeah.
blooming. So
That's like a 15 to 20-minute walk at like a brisk pace. You can do it.
So
Anybody can do it.
for the people, for the people that are worried about that. Now, the thing is, for the people who are serious runners, who are like, I'm not lacing up my shoes for a 3K.
Yeah.
The thing is, for the people who've never been out there and run it,
Yeah.
and you've been out there and
Yeah.
run it. For the people who've never been out there and run it, it's worth it to go out and take a run on the course, because it's
At
a
least
challenging
once.
course.
Yes.
Yeah, it's, even though it's only a 3K, it's a challenging course. So for serious runners who are like, I'm not gonna, spend my Friday evening going out and doing a 5K,
It's still
doing a
hills.
3K.
Like it's not
It's hilly
fun.
and it's challenging, and it's a really cool course. So
Yes,
I hope
beautiful.
people come out.
And if you just get bored, you could always just join me and sit on the rock and just look out over the course. That's probably
you'll
what I'll
have
be doing
you'll have
tomorrow.
adrenaline pumping.
Mm,
We
Listen,
usually
maybe.
stop at that rock.
We think it'll be really entertaining.
it's a really nice rock.
It's a great rock with a great view, with the one pipe over in the corner
Yeah.
that spews out water that I've always wondered where that water comes from. Yeah.
Yeah.
If
We
you
think
look
it'll
back,
be
you can see the oil plant. It's
Yes.
beautiful.
it's great.
the
oil
yeah,
drilling
yeah,
plant.
Yeah.
yeah.
We think it'll be really entertaining though, because our older son, so these two were state qualifiers in high
Yeah.
school. Like they were good runners. Like my older son was a 2-time state qualifier. He was a 2-time state qualifier.
What an
They're
O
no
baby.
longer good drummers.
But
know.
Good runners.
my older son ran at about 155 pounds.
Okay.
He weighs considerably more than that now.
Yeah.
So we think it should be really entertaining to see him go out and try to run, because he probably hasn't run. 2
I want him
miles.
to
If-
race it.
If he's
and beat
listening
everyone.
right now, I want to see you race, Gino.
Yeah. So
I want to see you race.
Is there anybody who like solid runner gonna show up and try and like do it?
I
And
don't
I
know.
mean, some of
6
the cross
minutes.
country kids will.
Do you want me to
probably
go
run
out
it
with like blazing
and
speed?
go out and
I'll,
run?
I'll
but-
guilt somebody into running it.
trying to
Yeah, I mean, some of the
I'm gonna go out and
cross-country kids are-
die at the end. Just collapse.
Yeah, if it's as hot as it is supposed to be tomorrow, then there might be some people collapsing
No,
if
I-
they try and
It's
run.
going to be beautiful weather that day.
Sweet,
Guarantee it.
awesome.
Yep.
That's what we like to hear.
Just-
We ordered and
We're gonna win the lottery that day.
Kona Ice is going to be there.
Yeah.
So after you're done running, you
wondering.
can go and get some Kona Ice.
What is that? A Saturday?
It's a Friday.
Friday.
It's actually a Friday evening. It's Friday evening at 7:00.
All right.
If
in.
you look at that, if you look on that link, it has all of the details, and then you could do. They're actually doing pick up the day before at Second Soul if you want to get your stuff the day before, or we're going to start pick up at like 6:00 the night of.
Packet pickup? What do you mean by packet?
Like your
bibs.
bib. It's
Chips.
chip time.
it's like
so
legit.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like legit.
You're
Yeah.
gonna chip my shoe?
Yeah.
And everybody gets their shirt, and you can actually
It's
like decorate your shirt before the race.
I'm gonna
Okay.
get that
To
adrenaline
honor-
again, but I'm even more out of shape.
Yeah.
So I'm really gonna die this time.
I'm just gonna try and keep up with some cross country kid. Like that's the goal.
You want to race it with me?
Yeah. Well, I was running once last year. It might have been 2020 when we were in lockdown. There were a couple cross country kids that were all running together with their shirt off, and they like roll up.
It was probably
Well, yeah, it was probably
probably you, but they all rolled up behind me, and I'm running, and I'm like these like trying to keep up, like and they're like gaining on me. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna try and keep pace with you guys because I can't like stay ahead of you. So then I ran with them all the way from like town hall. We went all the way back around the neighborhood back there, and then up to 224, and then I had to cut off. I branched off, but trying to keep up with them. I'm like, what should my pace be? And they're like, if you're running like 4 miles, you want to stay under 7 minutes. Does that sound?
That they used to be. Oh wait, why do I keep doing this?
He's saying it was probably you guys.
They-
during
Yeah, it
COVID.
probably
They
was.
were,
Probably
they were
was.
like training. They were like
They
holding out
used
hope
to
that
be
there was going to be
my.
a track
They
season.
used to be my philosophy.
It's probably you, honestly.
During
You
the
probably
next-
told
telling
him
me I
that.
was slow,
Good
but I'm
for
sitting at
7.
like 220, just trying to keep up. Like,
during the next cross country season, my coaches were like, Tony, please do not stress so much about your easy run pace. I was like, but
so
like
easy.
it.
You're like you should be able to. I could
Yeah.
get that too. Like back, not now. I'm too heavy now, but
Oh, okay. Jesse
selling
has
paper
the
ribbons
details.
in honor of anyone who has battled cancer. They will be hung on the fence. You can customize the colors and names. That's actually awesome.
Yeah,
so
they're
gonna
going
put
to
all
do
up on
almost
that
like
fence.
an honor wall along the
Sweet.
fence with
Can I write Tony
paper,
Gallo, but
yeah.
like separate letter each ribbon?
paper ribbons, and we're going to have
How many are you gonna buy?
working on a banner with like all the different cancers,
12.
all the different
Yeah.
colors, and Jesse's
How many
gonna
different
have,
colors do they have technically?
Tony
Your
I mean,
name's
Gallo-
only
there's-
9, but like
It's
I want to.
it's funny because some of them like
Decorative.
there's so many different types that some of them are kind of lumped together.
Yeah,
And like
I had to
you know,
count
his
how
kind
many
doesn't
letters
even
were in my
appear on the
first
chart.
name.
yeah.
But for rare cancers, because his is considered a rare cancer, a lot of times those are
It's zebra
those are
striped.
zebra
It's fun.
striped.
It's
Yeah,
so
you
because
got
fun.
the cool
it's a
colors.
zebra. It's a rare occurrence. So
Well, man, everybody needs to sign up for that run. I'm gonna run it. I'm
You
gonna
know-
try and actually
You know the
run too.
most embarrassing part? I'm gonna lose to all the kids I've coached.
most likely.
Hey, dude, you're allowed to. You can do whatever
I'm gonna
you want.
see all of them,
Like,
and I'm gonna immediately go out and just.
you can do whatever you want. So, but thanks for joining me tonight. Thanks for like talking to me. It's an
thank you
honor,
for
man.
having me.
Like, I need to stop complaining about everything. And
you can complain. Just
You're allowed
kind of
to
take
complain.
pause and go like,
right,
it could be
yeah,
worse.
could be worse.
Yeah.
But
Take it into perspective.
yeah, and keep fighting, dude. And I love your attitude towards all this. And thank you, everybody out there, for watching. Please support Tony by following that link and donate. Also, before we go, check out the sponsors down below: Valley Insurance, Troy again, and Iron Fit Crew. But thank you guys again for joining me, and we'll see you on Thursday. I'm gonna try and get Abby on Thursday, the person who just filled the council seat, and took the place of, oh my gosh, Anthony Latanzio in the Village. So, but thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you next time, and have a good night.